She's lost her mind. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a god.
What makes her a danger to herself and to others?
Threatened me, murder me, kill me.
6 months ago, this man was found lifeless, a gunshot echoing his demise. But as investigators went deeper, they uncovered a shocking truth. His wife, Vallow Daybell, stood at the heart of the darkness. It was January 31st, 2019, when Charles Vallow returned home, only to find himself locked out, with no trace of his wife, Lori, or their kids, Joshua Jackson, known as JJ, and Tylee Ashlyn Ryan. Panic started to set in as he discovered his car was missing and his bank account drained. Desperate for answers, he reached out to 911, revealing Lori's descent into madness. She believed herself to be a resurrected being, a god among mortals, obsessed with apocalyptic prophecies and the teachings of a man named Chad Daybell. Now, he was known for his work as an apocalyptic author and publisher, gaining attention for promoting fringe Mormon viewpoints. His beliefs, characterized by a strong focus on the end times and spiritual revelations, eventually garnered media scrutiny, with some outlets labeling his following as a doomsday cult. Through his writing and publishing efforts, Daybell delved into themes related to the second coming of Christ, supernatural experiences, and visions of future events. While initially finding a niche audience within certain Mormon circles fascinated by eschatology, his views gradually became more radicalized, diverging from mainstream Latter-day Saint teachings. As Daybell's profile grew, so did concerns about the potentially harmful influence of his beliefs. Some observers raised alarm about the formation of a cult-like following around him, characterized by a fervent devotion to his teachings and predictions about the end of the world. Ultimately, Daybell's trajectory from a prolific author to a figure associated with fringe beliefs underscores the complexities of religious expression and the challenges posed by extremist ideologies within faith communities. You see, the story surrounding Tylee and JJ's disappearance is deeply troubling and filled with tragic events. Their mother, Lori Vallow, became entangled in her lover Chad Daybell's peculiar religious beliefs, eventually adopting the notion that she was a divine figure destined to play a significant role in an impending apocalypse. Around 2015, Lori Vallow's interest was piqued by Chad Daybell's Standing in Holy Places book series, which delved into religious themes. By 2016, the Vallow family had relocated back to Arizona. It was in October 2018 that Lori first encountered Chad at a Preparing a People event. According to Chad, he conveyed to Lori that they had been married in 7 past lives, initiating a connection between them. Following this encounter, they began communicating privately. Chad's discussions about his unconventional beliefs captivated Lori and the group. Chad's beliefs, which included ideas of reincarnation and categorizing people as light or dark based on their spiritual affiliations, spiked Lori deeply. Chad even referred to Lori as an eternal being, with multiple past lives, further captivating her fascination with his teachings. Their relationship continued to deepen, with Chad making appearances on the Preparing a People podcast alongside Lori. He also stayed at the Vallow residence in Arizona. Both Chad and Lori shared a keen interest in apocalyptic beliefs rooted in Mormon teachings, which Chad extensively discussed in his writings and podcasts. Chad's predictions about the end of the world, along with his teachings, garnered a following, including Lori's niece, Melanie Boudreau, her brother, Alex Cox, and his girlfriend, Zulema Pastanes. Now, in the meantime, Chad and Lori developed a unique scoring system to categorize individuals as light or dark based on their spiritual alignment. They believed that dark individuals were influenced by evil spirits and could potentially become zombies. According to their beliefs, the only way to rid someone of possession was to kill them. Now, all of these delusions led her to believe that her own family, including her children, were obstacles to her divine mission. Tylee, the elder of the 2 children, was last seen alive at Yellowstone National Park on September 8, 2019, while her younger adopted brother JJ was last seen alive on September 22, 2019. Concerns about their well-being arose when police began questioning Lori about their whereabouts in November 2019. Lori and her new husband, Chad Daybell, initially claimed that JJ was staying with a family friend, Melanie Gibb, in Arizona, their previous residence before relocating to Idaho. However, Gibb refuted this claim, prompting further investigation. As authorities delved deeper into the case, they discovered that Tylee was also missing, adding to the urgency of the situation. The unsettling series of events surrounding the children's disappearance was supported by a string of suspicious deaths and incidents within Lori's circle. Charles Vallow's concerns about his wife Lori's behavior escalated in February 2019 when she claimed to be the reincarnated wife of Joseph Smith and disappeared for nearly 2 months. Charles filed for divorce, citing threats to his life and the theft of money from their joint accounts. He expressed fears that Lori believed he was possessed by a dark spirit and was determined to carry out a mission related to the Second Coming. Despite seeking a protective order against Lori, Charles withdrew the petition in a bid to salvage the marriage. He changed his life insurance beneficiary to his sister, fearing for his life. Tragically, Charles was shot and killed by Lori's brother, Alex Cox, in July 2019, who claimed self-defense. Cox alleged that Charles had attacked him with a bat. Cox himself later died. In December 2019, due to a blood clot, adding another layer of tragedy. Suspiciously, Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife, reported being shot at in her driveway just months later before dying suddenly in her sleep. Her death, initially attributed to natural causes, was later revealed to be a result of asphyxiation. The plot thickens with the attempted murder of Brandon Boudreaux, Lori's niece's estranged husband, in October 2019. Brandon was shot at while driving home, narrowly escaping death. The vehicle used in the attack was linked to Charles Vallow, further entangling the web of connections between the individuals involved. Brandon's suspicions about Lori's religious group intensified, leading him to alert the authorities. Now, in June 2020, the discovery of human remains buried on Chad Daybell's property marked a pivotal moment in the investigation. These remains were confirmed to be those of Tylee and JJ. The children had met a horrific fate. Tylee's body was found dismembered and burned, while JJ had been asphyxiated and wrapped in plastic. The involvement of Lori's brother, Alex Cox, was evident, as his fingerprints and Lori's hair were discovered on JJ's remains. Following these grim discoveries, Lori was arrested in Hawaii in February 2020 and extradited to Idaho. She faced charges related to concealing evidence in connection with her children's deaths. Initially, her bail was set at $5 million, later reduced to $1 million. Chad Daybell was also arrested, charged with obstruction, and later indicted for felony murder. Legal proceedings unfolded amidst a backdrop of complexity and gravity. Lori faced a litany of charges, including conspiracy to commit murder and grand theft. Chad, too, was indicted on similar charges, including insurance fraud related to his late wife, Tammy Daybell. Despite legal maneuvers and mental health evaluations, Lori's trial proceeded, resulting in her conviction on all charges in May 2023. She received consecutive life sentences, with the judge condemning her actions as heinous and driven by a distorted religious ideology. Chad's trial commenced in April 2024, once again casting a spotlight on the dark events within their circle. The prosecution aims to hold him accountable for his alleged role in the deaths and subsequent cover-ups, seeking justice for the victims and closure for their families. Anyways, the killings of Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow really gave way to some dark, distressing cases in the country. What do you think? Do drop your thoughts below. And thanks for tuning in. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing for more updates.